Yo, what up, a-holes? Thank you for tuning into the Holistic A-Hole podcast. My name is Erik Levi, and I'm the Holistic A-Hole, the mommy blogger with balls, the inconvenient truth of health. What's up, everybody? What's going on? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fantastic, and I'm not just saying that. I am hopped up on green tea with a little extra bit of matcha scooped up inside. You know how that works. Things are just going crazy at the moment. I got energy. I got no cortisol. I'm just working off of natural cholesterol converted steroid testosterone hormone. Pregnenolone bouncing off the walls of my arterial fibrillations. You know what I'm talking about. It is a great day to be alive. Damn straight it is. Unless you're in New York City, then it just is a terrible situation happening at the moment. Not really. It's just rainy and shitty outside. I got poured on. And you know what I noticed? Let me just say this. When I got rained on, typically, old holistic a-hole, I would say pre-holistic a-hole, BHAH, I would have gotten so incredibly frustrated by being out in the rain, getting rained on, not remembering my umbrella, wearing shorts for some reason when it's freezing cold outside. Definitely would have let some F-bombs, some S-bombs, and just would have lost it. Would have lost it right there and then on the spot. But no, kept my composure, focused on my third eye, listened to my intuition, and just let the waves of the present take me upon its beautiful golden crested shores of successfully getting out of the rain. I don't know what any of that means. I'm feeling good. Let's just put it there, okay? And I've been, I'll be honest, cutting a lot of carbs. And I am actually shocked at how good I feel, because you guys know me. For one, I did not want to jump on this anti-carb bandwagon at all. I was for a long time still partially vegan, which is really the worst way to be. You don't want to be partially vegan. Just either be vegan or don't do it. I had, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, just utterly lying to myself at every turn that I was still a vegan, and everything about being a vegan annoyed me. I don't know why. I just kept making myself be a vegan, but no longer am I a vegan. I don't remember how I got onto this topic of talking about being a vegan. Oh, the carbs. Yeah, because I was doing so many carbs as a vegan. You just live off of carbs. And I mean, I was thriving for a little while, but man, like I've cut out, a lot of even the fruits, cutting out, sugar gone, grains for the most part gone, just relying on mostly starchy vegetables, doing a lot of plantain chips, which are, oh my God. You guys, if you want an amazing recipe, look up plantain chips. Look up like paleo plantain chips and how easy they are to make. It's really a piece of cake. I'll probably do a video on it. You just go get like some green plantains, put them in a food processor with some garlic and some coconut oil and some salt. Food process it up, spread it on like some parchment paper, on a like a cookie sheet, and then put it in the oven, and holy guacamole, like 15 minutes later, you have some incredible chips that have, no bullshit carbs, no wheat flour, no soy lecithin, no, I don't know, what else do you find in there? Xanthan gum, any soy, any red number 5, none of that bullshit. Just straight up vegetables, coconut oil, and salt and garlic. That's it. And you can make them crispy, and oh boy. So I've been going off of those, and man, just feeling good, awake, not really needing any coffee or nothing, good energy, just want to be, just cranking out reps in the gym. I'm obsessed with leg day right now. I just love lifting my legs. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, feeling great. which is interesting because I gotta vent about a thing, an experience, a situation I just experienced, and how proud I am of myself for actually staying dialed in to that holistic, that holistic vision, that holistic spiritual vision of just not losing my cool, remembering to find my breath, finding my breath, and then finding stillness and not losing my shit while leaving the grocery store. So about specifically plastic bags. Oh, God dang it. Gosh darn it. That's another thing too. I'm going to start cursing a little less. So holy guacamole, gosh darn it, Jiminy Christmas. I'm going to use every Southern slang thing that my football coach yelled at me back when I was in a sophomore playing JV football. Jiminy Christmas, Levi, break it down. Break it down. Jiminy Christmas, Levi, you got to break it down. You got to hit somebody. You got to hit them above the waist. You got to hit them below the waist. Got to hit them right in the numbers. So I'm going to start cursing a little less on the podcast. But yeah, so I got to talk about this grocery store situation. The plastic bags, it's out of control at this point. And I'm going to get into that. But first, if you are new to listening to the podcast, what's up? I don't know how you found us, but you found us. So now that you're here, why don't you stay a little while, get caught up, and subscribe to the podcast. It takes literally just a second to do. Just hit the subscribe button. You're using podcast players. You know how this thing works. Just hit the subscribe button right there on your phone. That way you're subscribed, and then you see the podcast pop in your feed every time it gets released, which is a couple weeks, and then just go download it. Download it and save it. Maybe you can't listen to it now. Maybe you're somewhere where you don't got reception, but download it. Listen to it later. Play it while you're making love to your lady or your man or whatever you're doing. Play the podcast, when you're mowing the lawn or you don't need me to tell you when to listen to the podcast. You're an adult, I assume, unless you're a kid. Then kid, hey, way to get started good early, right? Kid, I don't know how old you are, 16, 17, 18. We talk about some pretty heavy stuff here on the podcast, but you, my friend, are starting early and you're getting in on the hardcore facts that are going to keep you healthy and help you avoid all these degenerative diseases that people are dealing with in their 20s and 30s, or maybe you're in your 20s and 30s and you're like, oh man, I'm feeling all that inflammation that's just been building up in me for the last 20, 30 years, whatever your situation is. You can be an old ass person. It doesn't matter. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. And if you love it, how can you not? Go to iTunes, leave a 5-star review, and just be nice, really. So let's talk about the bloody grocery store here. The bloody grocery store story is just a recurring, I'd say, nightmare. Just a recurring frustration that happens every time I go to this grocery store. There's just a block away from me, and it's a heck of a grocery store. I like it. I have to say, I didn't like it at first. It was one of these typical New York City borough, just garbage grocery stores that we have in Queens and Brooklyn. I come from Arizona, by the way, where grocery stores are, that is the testing ground for every grocery store, Arizona. That's where they keep just warehouses as grocery stores. Like, you'll go into what you think is an IKEA, but it's basically a bodega. It's multi-levels. It's freaking enormous. The aisles of Arizona grocery stores are like car lanes in New York City. New York City grocery stores, they're tiny. If you have one person with a cart in an aisle in a grocery store in New York City, good luck. Good luck getting out of that store. Good luck ever getting home or seeing your family ever again. I would just... probably at that point, if you are in a grocery store aisle and somebody has a cart in the grocery store aisle, I would, if I were you, put your phone on power saving mode because you're not getting out of there for a long time, and you're going to need to use your phone for emergencies. You're going to have to just let everybody you know, like, I love you. I might never see you again. This is where I am. Tell the world my story. That's what they're like, man. You get caught in those freaking grocery store aisles, you know? And so these grocery stores here are kind of garbage. But this one, I'm not going to use its name because maybe you live in Queens, New York City, and you're familiar with this place. I don't want to put them on blast, as the kids say. I want to be real. And I don't want to take them down because I like what they're doing, but they've got one major flaw, which is this. They've really improved their game over the last, 5 years that I've lived here. But every time I check out, doesn't matter. I could be coming through there with, one cucumber. Just why do I have one cucumber? By the way, nobody knows. I don't even know. I just sometimes just have to go to the grocery store and just, like women go out and shop for earrings and purses and just nonstop shop for why? Because you don't have enough of that stuff. You've got it all. You do. Me, I'm like that, but I go to the store looking at vegetables. And sometimes I just walk in and I'll walk out with a cucumber or a turnip or a green banana or maybe a couple things of turmeric or whatever. So it doesn't matter if I'm leaving with one cucumber or, a $400, I'm feeding, a soccer team or something, basket of stuff from the grocery store. It doesn't matter how much I have. Every time the cashier will double bag the grocery or groceries. Sometimes it's grocery and they'll still double bag it. They've indoctrinated the cashiers at this grocery store to be so stupid, to be so unable to think critically in a critical thinking situation such as prime time, Monday afternoon, after work, afternoon, people coming in, trying to get their week's worth of groceries, pissed off, angry, just frustrated, walking around, just had a hard day at work, probably a shit lunch with too much sugar, probably had way too many coffees, probably a glazed donut at some point, probably started the day off in a complete sugar crash crisis, and these people are just walking around the store, zombified, angry, not even using their real brains, just wanting to get in and out, and you've got these cashiers who have no ability to think critically, to make clutch decisions when it's needed the most. I'm walking through this cashier line with one cucumber and dude, double bags. Bro, why are you double bagging? What is the point? There's no point. What am I going to do? You gave me 2 bags. 2 bags. I come here almost every day. You know how many bags I have collected now from this place? I could build my own bag factory out of all the bags that you've double bagged for me every time I go there. For what? Dude, do you not understand what's going on in the environment right now? I'm not even talking about global warming. I'm just talking about the sheer amount of plastic that's just in our world with all of its biphenol, what is it? Bipolyphenols or something? BPAs? Ascorbic acid, I don't know. All of the chemicals that are in plastics that lead to, cancer, that lead to autoimmunity, that lead to just complete destruction of our microbiome. And you're giving me not 1, but 2 of these motherfuckers to deal with. Sorry, I cursed. Gosh darn it, I did not want to do that. But you're giving me 2 of these things that I now have to deal with. Not to mention that Mother Earth is not going to deal with them, so I have to deal with them. I have to now use these bags until they basically harden and then break into pieces and then go where? Into little microscopic fibers of the universe. Apparently, plastic. Where does plastic go? It doesn't break down into anything. It goes into our skin. It goes into our water. It goes into our food. And these people just throw plastic bags around like we don't have enough plastic bags. Like if the end of the world is coming, just cover everything you own in plastic bags. And because what else are you going to do? You know, I have enough plastic bags to where if there was an emergency in my apartment and I had to move immediately, I could just pack every single thing I own in all of the plastic bags that I've gotten from this one store. Because I don't know what else I'm going to do with these things. What do people do with plastic bags? Like, I know I reuse them as like trash bags. I don't even buy trash bags, but there's people who have trash bags and plastic bags. Do people just throw your plastic bags away? Where do they go? You realize there's this little fish swimming around the ocean that are just choking on these plastic bags, or not even choking, but some of these plastic bags are going to these, like plastic islands they've got? There's like full on plastic islands out there in the ocean, and you can't live there. I don't know. Do people live on plastic islands? Can you actually walk around on plastic islands? Like, where does it all go, dude? Where does all this trash go? That's the one thing I think about every time I take out the trash. Where does this all go? And recycle. Please give me a freaking break on this recycling racket. We're just recycling everything. And where does it go? Let me tell you something, man. I don't know how your recycle situation is, but in my apartment building, nobody gives a fuck about recycling. Like, they pretend to care about recycling. Like, they make the effort. The blue bin is there, and they're like, oh, I'll just toss this in the blue bin because it's gonna go somewhere. But there's no separation of materials. There's cardboard in with plastic milk jugs leaned up against people's metal rail bars off their bed frames, leaned up against, like a glass vase, leaned up against like a somebody's teddy bear they won from the carnival. And you're just going to put that all in the same place, and then it all just goes to the same place. And then who separates it? See, there would be a great job for Americans. Have somebody sitting there at the recycle place, wherever it is, just manually separating all this stuff. And then maybe that helps. Or it all just goes to Plastic Island. By the way, if there is really like these plastic recycle plants, and all the plastic that we use that gets recycled, quote, I'm using air quotes. You can't see. This is the magic of audio, is I can be making so many air quotes right now and none of you would have any idea. But if there's all of these plastic, recycle providers, can't they just go grab all the plastic in the plastic islands and put that through their plastic recycling incinerators, or whatever magical unicorn fairy dust you use to recycle plastic? Can't you just go get all of the plastic from the plastic island and then recycle that into something? Into what? Into an actual freaking plastic island, dog. We could have like the plastic islands right now, as far as I'm aware. I'm going to have to do a Google search. I need like a Joe Rogan Jamie. I need somebody to pull up plastic islands. See, I'm not even good enough to do this. I'm Googling pull up before I was Googling plastic islands. I said Google pull up plastic islands, and I Googled pull up plastic islands. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch, a massive floating island of plastic. Oh my God. Now 3 times the size of France. Like an actual country. It's not just like an island. It's like, oh, like you mean like an actual, like a real country. Like a plastic. Like you could just go, right? You could just go to these there's just a plastic island that's 3 times the size of France. And that's coming from ABC News. So it's not even right. It's like probably, oh my God. It's like probably the size of Brazil or Texas. It's like probably 3 Texases. There's no way, man. There's no way. So all of these plastic recycling things, they're still using new plastics coming out that's still using new raw materials, right? They're still converting what, crude oil, is that how it works, into plastic? But yet there's 3 France-sized plastic islands in the Pacific Ocean that's just fresh plastic that could just be made into other plastic, right? Am I crazy? Am I not saying that right? Are those plastic islands where all of the blue bin recycling is going? This is my question, dude. This is my question. And somebody needs to answer it, because gosh darn it, I don't get the time. I can't now occupy my mind worrying about freaking garbage islands that aren't even islands. These are countries, bro. Countries. France. It's a pretty big freaking country. Like, I know here in America, we're like, oh, France ain't that big. It is a big fucking country. It's not big compared to, it's probably the size of like what, Iowa or something here in the States. That's still so much space. Drive through freaking Iowa. Get in a car and drive across France. Tell me how long it takes. And then tell me France isn't that big. That's how if you got in a car, you can get in a car and drive across that's how much plastic is in the freaking ocean, dude. You can get in a car and you could drive across it for hours. That's frightening, bro. And who knows how deep it goes or how high it could go. Because if it's plastic, it should be able to go to the sky. Dude, pretty soon, there's going to be just plastic, just spots in the earth that go from the bottom of the ocean to the top of the sky. We're going to suspend it by ropes, and you're just not going to be able to fly airplanes around it because you're not going to be able to get through it. It's going to be actual just plastic. And then what are they going to do that for? That's where they're going to create all the secret CIA shit, like the Loch Ness monsters, and that's where they're going to keep all the UFOs in the plastic cylinders, or whatever the hell they're going to call them, that are in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So to bring it all back, stop it, grocery stores, with the plastic bags. Force people to pay you money for the plastic bags. I know. I don't care. It's going to be one of those things where, see, the rich are getting richer. No, this is the only way that we can control this. You got to charge money for these plastic bags. Otherwise, it's just out of control. I've got literally so many plastic bags just falling out my cabinets at this point. I can't keep up with enough trash to fill these things with. I don't consume that much stuff. I consume a lot, but not enough to keep up with the pace of plastic that's just taking over my house, dude. And at some point, that's going to come back to bite us in the ass. Oh, it always ends with the worst thing possible. I wish this could be like a fairy tale and it just ends sweet and we can go back and not have to worry about real things in life, but the fact is, man, there are plastic countries in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and it's just, there's no sign of it ever stopping, ever, dude, ever. And the little fish here are eating all that plastic, and then they're coming onto your plate or your fillet of fish, most likely your fillet of fish. If you're eating fish from McDonald's or Long John Silver's or Burger King, chances are you're getting that plastic island fish. So, bon appetit, my friends. I don't know if you feel the same frustration I do with this, but if you can, shoot me a tweet. Let me know, or tag me on Instagram on your Instagram story, and let me know what your deal with plastic is. Because quite frankly, I am scared to death of all this plastic. Or you can just subscribe to the podcast. The big thing is make sure you go to the Holistic A-Holes Facebook group, join that up, and leave some comments in there. So thanks for listening, everybody. If you're new here, remember, hit the subscribe button. Go back, listen to all the previous Holistic A-Hole podcasts. Just hit the bad boy on autoplay, and she'll pull up all the good ones for you, all the classics, all the hits. They're timeless, because here at Holistic A-Hole, we are evergreen. Unless we're succumbed to this plastic infestation, then we will not be evergreen. We'll do our best. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.